Ever wondered why people go on killing sprees?
Are you interested in exploring the paranormal?
Baffled by stories of previous lives?
Well, so are we.
In each episode, we'll be discussing the weird and wonderful stories of some truly confusing phenomenons and some horrific true crime cases.
Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and join us every Tuesday wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And be prepared to be totally and utterly perplexed.
This is Elise Hugh from TED Talks Daily. Athleta, designed for the power of she. Whether that means chasing a dream, a toddler, or a finish line, Athleta designs every style with movement in mind, because when women move, they create change, not just for themselves, but for the world around them. Athleta delivers performance innovation without sacrificing style, so you can feel boldly confident wherever life takes you, whether it's a morning run, an evening stretch, or everything in between. Athleta, designed for the power of she.
Did you know that foreign investors are quietly funding lawsuits in American courts through a practice called third-party litigation funding? Shadowy overseas funders are paying to sue American companies in our courts, and they don't pay a dime in U.S. taxes if there is an award or settlement. They profit tax-free from our legal system, while U.S. companies are tied up in court, and American families pay the price, to the tune of $5,000 a year. But there is a solution. A new proposal before Congress would close this loophole and ensure these foreign investors pay taxes, just like the actual plaintiffs have to. It's a common-sense move that discourages frivolous and abusive lawsuits and redirects resources back into American jobs, innovation, and growth. Only President Trump and congressional Republicans can deliver this win for America and hold these foreign investors accountable. Contact your lawmakers today and demand they take a stand to end foreign-funded litigation abuse.
Everybody, it is spring, and in springtime, I want to start with my best foot forward. I want to make some changes, some lasting changes, hopefully, which I'm not very good at. But I can this season with 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat them up and enjoy, and they give you more time to stick to your goals and do what you want to do. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, yes, 45, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, more. They have it. You want it. You're going to love it. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. This spring, it's easy to savor more. Factor meals pack in the flavor with, I promise you, none of the fuss. I've tried many Factor meals at this point. I'm always skeptical because, again, I don't want to endorse a product that I'm not totally on board with. But let me tell you, Factor meals are delicious. Every one, every time. I love their pastas. I love their chicken, which is always well seasoned, but I especially love their filet mignon. Yes, you can get filet mignon. Their garlic filet mignon and tomato risotto is one of my favorites. It is delicious, and you don't feel deprived of anything, let me tell you. Not only that, I'm just talking about dinners. There's breakfast, there's shakes, there's all kinds of things for all kinds of days, all kinds of lifestyles, and they're all incredibly satisfying. Get started at factormeals.com/ghosttown50off and use code ghosttown50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code ghosttown50off at factormeals.com/ghosttown50off for 50% off plus free shipping. Enjoy!
A Soviet snack. I'm Jason Horton.
I'm Rebecca Lieb.
And this is Ghost Town.
In Soviet Russia, food was meant to be practical and nutritional. But sometimes the Soviet Union took their utilitarian responsibility a little bit too seriously. Even children's candy wasn't made for the pure pleasure of consumption. It too had to be useful, nutrient-dense, and healthy. But one Russian candy bar had a controversial secret ingredient that, in my humble opinion, pushed the limits of function. The candy was made with blood, and not only was it enjoyed by thousands, it's still bought and sold today. Introducing Hematogen, Russia's candy bar made with blood. Bon appetit. Humans have a long history of blood-based food, think blood sausage, for example, but the modern industrial era expanded the possibility of adding blood into products on a much larger scale. Enter Hematogen. According to the website Russia Beyond, the first version of Hematogen was developed in Switzerland, circa 1890. Back then, it was kind of an energy bar, a mixture of cow blood and egg yolk known as Gomel's Hematogen. In the 1920s, the Soviet Union adapted the recipe to its own needs, creating their own mixture made from cow's blood, sugar, condensed milk, and other ingredients like chocolate, vitamin C, and vitamin B12. Russia used the product as a ration for soldiers, but over time, the bar's decadent, chocolatey sweetness became a favorite of children. Hematogen bars were generic products, often produced by slaughterhouses as a way to monetize the blood which would have otherwise been wasted. But they were not easy to make by any means. Production of a Hematogen bar took about 24 hours. First, the condensed milk, sugar, glucose syrup, and vanillin were mixed together. Then the mixture would be left to cool, and then the blood was added, as adding cow's blood when the mixture was still hot caused it to coagulate into a bloody, gelatinous mess. The next day, the bloody chocolate sludge was molded into bars. Different brands emerged, all with their own specific recipes. First sold at pharmacies as medicine, it was advertised as a medical product, a delicious iron-rich treat used for malnutrition, fatigue, to help with anemia in small children and pregnant women, and help the recovery of injured soldiers. Because of its high iron content, which, again, not that high considering the products we have today, Hematogen bars left an oddly metallic aftertaste in your mouth. But nobody seemed to mind, as it was all disguised in copious amounts of fat and chocolate. Hematogen reached its peak popularity in the 1970s, but don't worry, you can still buy it today even on Amazon. Bear in mind, it's not going to be the same experience as the original, as manufacturers today use powdered blood instead of the real thing, but the blood is still there, and the taste is still metallic-y and chocolatey. One taster described her first Hematogen bar as a, quote, red-tinged soft Tootsie Roll with a, quote, strong molasses base and a strange note of metal on top, if you're at all curious what it tastes like. To me, it still doesn't sound very appetizing, but the product is still being made and sold every day, even today. I mean, after all, who am I to disagree with thousands of healthy, non-anemic Russian children, mothers and soldiers who just want a little metallic-y sweet snack every once in a while? Nobody. That's who.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Did you know that foreign investors are quietly funding lawsuits in American courts through a practice called third-party litigation funding? Shadowy overseas funders are paying to sue American companies in our courts, and they don't pay a dime in U.S. taxes if there is an award or settlement. They profit tax-free from our legal system, while U.S. companies are tied up in court and American families pay the price, to the tune of $5,000 a year. But there is a solution. A new proposal before Congress would close this loophole and ensure these foreign investors pay taxes, just like the actual plaintiffs have to. It's a common-sense move that discourages frivolous and abusive lawsuits and redirects resources back into American jobs, innovation, and growth. Only President Trump and congressional Republicans can deliver this win for America and hold these foreign investors accountable. Contact your lawmakers today and demand they take a stand to end foreign-funded litigation abuse.
Want a workout that actually works? Hydro delivers a full-body workout that hits 86% of your muscles in just 20 minutes. Rowing with Hydro combines strength and cardio, with thousands of workouts led by Olympians in breathtaking locations. No wonder 9 out of 10 members are still active 1 year later. Try Hydro risk-free at hydro.com and use code ROW to save up to $475 off your Hydro Pro rower. That's HYDROW.com, code ROW.